Hi, my phone setup is being so uncooperative today. Like, sun is bouncing off my head. It's not even any sun out right now, so I don't know what's bouncing off my head. Okay, this is going to be my July to be read video. Before I start, I wanted to mention something I forgot to mention in my wrap up. I reached my Goodreads goal for the year. So I upped it, of course, but I read 110 books already this year, and I'm so happy about that because I read, I think I think I read 100 and maybe 105 or something for 2016. So I surpassed that, and I surpassed my goal, so I'm pretty happy. So for July, I have a big list of books, not as many as I've read in the past, but it's pretty big. I don't like this camera setup. Sorry. Okay. So yes, not as many as I've read before in the past, but it's pretty big. It's more than I've read in a while. It's about 15 books, I think. So let me start off with the ebook first. And it's I'm reading an ebook, The Bone Season by Shannon somebody. I don't remember what did I read. By Samantha Shannon. The Bone Season. And it's for my, this camera is crooked now. It's for my Facebook. It's for a Facebook group called Life in Lit. So yeah, I'll be hopefully reading that at some point. And I'm also going to be finishing up my summer book bingo challenge, and I have like 13 more books, which is almost all of these books right here for the summer book bingo. Plus they cross with another book challenge that I'm doing, and of course they have the year-thon book in there. So all of those books are all connected to each other. Hopefully, I had to change my summer book bingo list to fit in other books and other challenges. So I'm also going to be doing a book reading challenge called Summer Flings Reading Challenge. I think it's in the group Life and Lit also. I think it's for that group. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I think it starts July 1st and goes to the 15th. And for that, I'll be reading The Love Interest by Kale Dietrich. So this is going to be the LGBTQ read. And it also checks off my free square and summer bingo. And then the next book is the Star-Crossed Lovers. And that book is Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So if you watch my videos, you know I've had this in my TB read list a lot. I've been trying to read this for a long time, especially after I read Strange the Dreamer first, before I read her first series. And I'm reading this month. I've had it in my TB read list for a very long time. So that checks off a book that's been in my TB read list for a long time for book bingo. Next, I'll be reading Taken at Dusk for Friendship Goals. This book was in my TB read list just last month for a year-thon. I didn't get to it, so I'll be reading Taken at Dusk for friendship goals and for book bingo, book with animals. Then I'll be reading Road to Paradise by Paulina Simons. For beach read, and also that's for the summer reads and flings. And then for book bingo, it checks off summer book set in summer. And then the last book that kind of goes with the summer reads and flings, because it's a decade older, but this is also for my a year-thon book. I picked one book for a year-thon this month, and that was because I didn't want to do translation, so I did a book from the year I was born. So yeah, it's this huge thing. 1990, The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. Yeah, I'm gonna try to read this book in the week with all those other books. We'll see. We will see. 900 and something pages, like almost 1,000 pages, like halfway to 1,000, I think. So The Witching Hour, and this checks off a book that's 500 pages or more on my book bingo. Next, are the last books are, I think, all. No, not one of them. So this one is not on any of my lists. It's just a book club book. But I have time to read this one. I think not until like the middle of July. Hopefully we'll discuss this book. The Good Widow by Liz Fenton and Lisa Stein. This book is for the BR Book Club, which is formerly Beautiful Reads Book Club. So it's the Bookish Box subscription box, the adult book. And that's not on my any of my other challenge lists. Then I have Birthmarked by Cara M. O'Brien. I've read one of her books before, something about dreams or something. It had a big eye on the cover, and I kind of like the book, so hopefully I like Birthmarked. This is this even still on my list? Because this book jumps around my book bingo list a lot. First, it was a book that was set in the future, but then I had to kick that off for another book. So now it's a book that that's underappreciated. I've never heard of this book, so oops. So sorry, my camera angles. And it's Birthmark, the book that's underappreciated. I never heard of it, so I'm assuming it's underappreciated. Then I have an Owl Crate book, July's Owl Crate, one of July's Owl Crate books, New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson. I'm reading this because I have an Owl Crate book club, so we read each Owl Crate book every month, and it sounds good. I've seen it a lot on Benjamin of Tombs' YouTube channel. That he published this book, so that's pretty cool. So I can't wait to read that, and this checks off book by an author I've never read. And the author is really nice. Like, if you talk about her or tag her on Instagram, she'll like comment, so that's super sweet. So I can't wait to read this book. Then I have the other Owl Crate book, which is The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. Can't wait to read this. It sounds super interesting, and this is going to be for the book that's set in the future. Then I have a book that was turned into a movie or a TV show, 13 Reasons Why. I just bought this book literally for $5. Like, it was super cheap, and let's see what the hype is about. I haven't watched the Netflix show either yet, so I'll probably watch it after I read that. Then I have a recent add to my list, because this is also for a book club. It's for the Summer Book Bingo Book Club, which is a most popular reads, I want to say. So it's Roar by Cora Carmack. So we're reading this along with the Summer Book Bingo. So of course I had to try to fit it into the Summer Book Bingo. So this is going to be a book based on mythology. I literally saw the word mythology in the back of this book, so I was like, okay, book based on mythology. There you go. Then I have a book that is out of your comfort zone. And I picked I'm Not Your Manic Pixie Dream Girl by Gretchen McNeil. I picked this book because I got it a long time ago and I didn't want to read it. So I was like, okay, if I don't want to read it, I got it in the sub box, my book box, I want to say. And I just said, I don't even know what this book is about, but it's a pretty book. But it just seems like something I didn't want to read, like a contemporary type book that was just not for me. So we'll see if I like it or not. Hopefully. And then I have The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Adi. This has been on my TBR list for a while. It's, what did I choose this for? Okay, I put something else for a book. I said something else for a book that's set in another world, but apparently that was Wrath of the Dawn. And I think I said The Sandcastle Empire was a book set in another world, but that was actually, oh, did I? I don't know. The Sandcastle Empire was a book set in the future, and The Wrath of the Dawn is a book set in another world. There we go. I don't know if I messed that up or not, but if I did, there you go. And the last book is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick, and I picked this for a book that a friend loves, because this book has been recommended to me a lot of times. A lot. And I think it's also a book based on mythology, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, that's my July to be read list. I think I cover everything. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some groups. I'm probably going to read more. Hopefully I read all of these, and hopefully I read more because I'm not doing anything. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye. YouTube struggles. Almost knocked down my TV trying to set my camera up. Awesome. Okay. Oh my god. I thought I fixed these blinds. Like I have a light bouncing off my head because of the sun. Move this way. This is going to be like a blooper. Maybe if I edit this video. Maybe it'll just be in the front of this video. Okay, so this is going to be my July to be read, stupid sun, video.